up about your insecurities about your singing voice. You even stated that you knew you weren't the vocal favorite of Destiny's Child. Is that something that, what made you second guess?
You know what? It's not that I was second guessing. I'm just aware. You know, some people are like, oh my gosh, it's stuck. They said it stuck with her. No, it didn't stick with me. You know, just sometimes you're aware that you're not everybody's favorite. And
y'all, Michelle Williams might have finally hit her breaking point with Destiny's Child. She is revealing that her current relationship with Beyonce and Kelly is more PR than actual sisterhood. And that's not even the real tea. Sources have always said that Beyonce likes the people closest to her staying in her shadow. That's why she and Kelly are still tight. Michelle has been dealing with this for years, and she's actually coming out to talk about it because Beyonce and Kelly have essentially banned her for trying to outshine them.
I remember telling our manager at the time as well, hey, I think I'm dealing with some depression, and he wanted me to see the brighter side of things. No, y'all are about to go on tour. Y'all got Barbie dolls. What are you talking about? Y'all just signed a crazy big deal with Columbia. I could see myself in a pit trying to get out, just feeling so heavy that when I would make one step, the weight would just pull me back down.
Looking back, did y'all notice that Michelle has always been in an odd spot when it comes to Destiny's Child? She joined the group following a massive shakeup that saw LaToya Luckett and Latavia Roberson leave the group. Michelle came when the group already had a pretty solid reputation, and because of that, everyone thought she should just do her part and be grateful. Michelle is the undisputed bridge queen for the group and definitely ate that down. But other than that, she wasn't the favorite for anything. Fans thought that she was the most forgettable and least talented member of the group. The management also thought as much and reminded her to stay in the background, do her part, and be thankful that she got the opportunity over thousands of girls that would kill to be a part of Destiny's Child.
when I disclosed it to our manager at the time, bless his heart, he was like, y'all just signed a multi-million-dollar deal. You're about to go on tour. What do you have to be depressed about?
And it was Matthew Knowles.
Yeah, Matthew Knowles. And he,
Beyonce's dad.
Yeah. So I went to him, you know, but it's kind of like, he could have been right. You know, at the time I should be, I think he wanted me to be grateful, which I was, but I was still sad.
Destiny's Child put Michelle on the map, but she was already in motion long before the spotlight found her. She'd been singing since age 7, sharpening her voice and technique the way she knew best, in church. Initially, Michelle never saw music as anything more than a hobby, and was in university preparing for a career in criminal justice. But along the way, she decided that it wasn't for her and started to embrace music. She performed at clubs and events and even got to sing background for Monica. In fact, it was during her stint with Monica that someone recognized her talent and told Beyonce that she was the perfect fit for Destiny's Child. So, with LaToya and Latavia gone, Michelle and Farrah Franklin were brought in to fill their shoes. But Farrah's time in the group was really nothing to write home of, and y'all know how that turned out. As the only new member standing from the shakeup, Michelle was left trying to figure out where she stood. She didn't have the bond that Kelly and Beyonce had, and from what she saw, the management was always going to put Beyonce and Kelly over her, and fans were already eating her up from the jump. Michelle was the new girl that no one knew, and she was going to have to dig her heels in if they were going to respect her.
You know, when I got into Destiny's Child, it was a moving train. So I was learning as I was going, right? I didn't have a lot of the media training and the development that Beyonce and Kelly had. Came in that group a team player. I came in that group, what do y'all need me to do? Because I knew of these girls who had a dream and an aspect of that didn't work out. How can I come in and help us win? So I always feel like regardless, throughout the years, regardless of what has been written about me, whatever is said about me, I knew my mission. And we had an agreement. We're here to win.
Michelle came in ready to do what she was supposed to do. She practiced dance moves like she was told, delivered her lines just right, and was always down to move in whatever direction the management wanted. And it definitely paid off. When their Survivor album came out, it took Destiny's Child to a whole nother level and put Michelle on the map as the bridge maker. That album really needed Michelle because her voice and technique was so distinct. She made sure to stamp every song she was on, and that album would sound very different if she wasn't on it. But fans had this whole trend called Poor Michelle going on, and made sure that every mistake she made was recorded so that she wouldn't forget. On top of that, Michelle talked about how she got treated and reminded every day that she was the most forgettable in the group, especially when standing next to Kelly and Beyonce.
And for those who aren't, there was a period on the internet where memes about Michelle Williams were rife. There was a whole Tumblr called Poor Michelle. There was a hashtag on Twitter dedicated to sharing some of her not so favourable moments on stage. And in general, there was just a whole joke about how she was the least popular member of the group. Despite the group's success and focus on girl power, and also the fact that they're very, very good friends with Michelle and always have been, Michelle has vocalised how she was always constantly aware that she was the least favourable member of the group.
Now, Kelly was the visual of the group, a strong performer with enough appeal to draw both men and women to her. Beyonce was without a doubt the face of the group, and the one everyone thought about when Destiny's Child came up. She was, and still is, the breakout star and the center for the group, no matter what they're up to. Everyone propped up Kelly and Beyonce as the tit girls of the group, while Michelle was expected to collect the breadcrumbs and move on. Whenever she needed to praise Kelly, she did so. And when it came to raising Beyonce up as the best thing to ever happen to music, Michelle was armed and ready for battle. But it got so bad that she told Matthew Knowles that she might need some help in the mental health department, since she was feeling suicidal and depressed. But Matthew has always been about Kelly and Beyonce first, so anything Michelle complained about was an afterthought. He said that she had nothing to be depressed about. She was making all this money from the group's success, brands wanted to work with them, and the world knew her time. So what exactly was she crying about? Beyonce and Kelly were reportedly not that much help either, since they were focused on the grind. So when the group's time came to an end, Michelle was actually relieved. And instead of the pop and R&B route that her members were going in, Michelle focused on gospel and Broadway, because she was just tired of being compared and treated like that. But what really struck a chord with her other group members was how far Michelle went to distance herself from them. Now, when it comes to public matters, Beyonce hardly says anything herself. But do y'all know what she does? She uses those closest to her, like Mama Tina, her hairstylist, or Kelly Rowland, to pass her message across. I mean, do y'all remember how Kelly came for Nicki Minaj out of nowhere?
With your new music, if there's a rapper, female rapper, you would like to work with, who would it be?
I don't know. I really, really love Cardi. I love Meg. I love Doechii.
Doechii's great.
I love Doechii. I love them because they are women's women. I love them because they are pro-women. They support each other. And that's what I know.
The two of them have no beef, and we can even say that they barely know each other. So the only reason why Kelly jumped in was because of Nicki's beef with Beyonce and Jay-Z. You can say that Kelly and Beyonce have this amazing bond, and that's why she has to back the Carters' beef. But have y'all ever seen Michelle in any situation like this because of B? And get this, even though Kelly constantly defends Beyonce, she also has resentment towards her, because no matter what she does, it always gets compared to Beyonce. But the one thing Michelle isn't going to do is be a mouthpiece or stay in Beyonce's shadow, when she can be out there in her own lane, doing her own thing. And this is part of the reason why Beyonce too has distanced herself from Michelle. Because love her or hate her, you cannot deny that Beyonce wants all the attention for herself. And if Beyonce's not talking to Michelle, then Kelly isn't too. And at the end of the day, she made the best choice for herself, even if her group members weren't exactly happy about it. She received a lot of praise for her role as Viola Van Horn in the Broadway show Death Becomes Her, and is gradually etching her name there too. And it definitely helps that fans are finally giving her the recognition she deserves. Because Michelle really was the perfect fit for Destiny's Child. I said it when the group first came out. It's Destiny's Child, not Destiny's Children. It was never about anyone but Beyonce. She just needed a little leverage because she wasn't capable of being a solo act at that time. I love this new era of love Michelle Williams is receiving. The 00 to 10S media wasn't kind to her, so I'm glad real fans have taken to the internet to show how truly loved and valued she's always been since her debut in Destiny's Child. Aww, I genuinely hope she gets healed from that, because she genuinely looked and sounded amazing. The fall is remembered, but no one is holding that against her. We respect our bridge queen. But what I really want to know is what you guys think about this. Sound off in the comments and make sure to like and subscribe. See you later, baddies!